So today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about some movies that I've seen and some other movies um, that I've seen over the years. So this video is going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be me talking to you, and I might get a little bit involved in the things that I'm talking to, so forgive me if it runs a little long. But I kind of want to take a little break from overly editing and doing stuff like that. So this video is not going to be that funny or anything. It's just going to be me talking. So, maybe watch it anyway. Might have fun. I don't know. So the first movie I want to talk about is Inception. I saw that recently. That's the last movie I saw in theaters. And honestly, what more can be said about this movie except for the fact that it's amazing. Everything that they said about it is true. I know, like, a lot of the people said that the plot is kind of complicated, and I guess it is. It definitely is. I don't want to be mean or anything, but if you want to see if your friends are dumb, take them to see that movie, and if they don't really understand it, then they're pretty dumb. Here's some tips when you walk into that movie. Just realize that there's two plots, the main plot, and then the subplot of Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who has his own little backstory, and obviously the two plots intersect, and they do so very well. I don't want to get too much into the plot, but I will talk about the special effects. I thought the special effects were outstanding at a lot of the scenes, especially the part where they're in the hotel and they're doing that fighting scene in zero gravity. I thought that was really great. I thought I did run a little bit long though, although I was really interested in the movie from beginning to end. It never bored me, but I think that the last, the part where they're in the snow area, that one went on a little long, and I wasn't really interested in that too much because at the same time they had that, fight scene in zero gravity, which I thought was really cool, and I kind of wish they had spent more time in that because that was my favorite level of the dream. It's the second one. So the acting was incredible. Helen Page was great. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was great. One of my favorite actors ever, and obviously Leonardo DiCaprio was great. Christopher Nolan's director and writer of the movie. He's definitely become one of my favorite directors of all time, and I'm really excited to see what he comes up with in the future. Just because he's done such great works with the Batman series and movies like Memento and The Following, which I haven't seen Memento yet, but I have seen all of his other movies, I think, and a couple of his short films on the internet. And, I've seen The Prestige, really like that. I saw both The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, which I thought were two of my favorite superhero movies ever. So Christopher Nolan, awesome director. Another movie that comes to mind that I've seen this year was The Lovely Bones. I saw that, I know it came out last year, but I saw it at the beginning of this year, and I really liked that movie. I loved the world that they created, the heaven world. That was nice. The acting was really good. There was some parts in the movie where I was on the edge of my seat, especially near the end. I would say it was probably like a thriller type of thing, a drama/thriller, because there's a lot of suspenseful moments that they did really well. A movie that I didn't like this year, however, was Where the Wild Things Are. Didn't really like Where the Wild Things Are. It just seemed a little too weird, and not the good kind of weird, just weird for the sake of being weird. And maybe I missed the point, but I don't really blame the movie itself. It's because the source material was so small. It's kind of hard to take a small book and turn it into a full-length film. It's kind of difficult, and I guess I give them props for making a pretty, legitimate story out of it. It was okay. I enjoyed it, but I really didn't like it as much as I thought I would. A movie that really surprised me this year was The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Seriously, probably the funniest movie I've seen this year so far. It made me laugh. Obviously, the humor is a little bit grotesque, a little bit vulgar, a lot of potty jokes, a lot of gross-out humor, but it works really well for it. I mean, it's a kid's movie, and I enjoyed it, and seriously, it had a good story. I didn't like the main character, kid. I thought he was a jerk. And I liked the supporting cast, and the acting was good. the story was good. It was funny. It made me laugh, and um, all in all, it's definitely one of the most surprising movies that I've seen this year. I definitely recommend it. I'd see it again. It was that funny. So I guess the reason why maybe I'll compare it to another kids movie I saw, Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel, and I thought that movie was pretty awful. So maybe I was just lowering my expectations, maybe, but it's definitely a good film for the kids. I think it's probably, like not comparing to Toy Story 3 or like How to Train Your Dragon. This is something smaller that you can just watch and not have to think too much into it. It's just like, oh, there's a good story and it's funny. So definitely, I think the best comedy, like pure comedy movie I've seen this year. I mean, I haven't seen The Other Guys yet, or I haven't seen Dinner for Schmucks, so maybe I'll change my mind. Although I do think that that's going to be pretty hard to beat. So I definitely give that a recommendation. Go see Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Rent it, at least rent it. I saw it in the dollar theaters, so, and I saw it with a couple of my friends, and we were laughing at it and stuff, so we all had a good time. So it was a good time movie. Another movie I saw in the dollar movie was How to Train Your Dragon. I was pretty amazed by that movie. In fact, I thought it was beautiful. It definitely would have been my favorite animated movie of the year if Toy Story 3 hadn't come out this year. But I won't talk too much about that. How to Train Your Dragon was probably the best DreamWorks movie since Kung Fu Panda, probably. I don't know if it's better than Kung Fu Panda. I don't know if it can be. I like Jack Black. But I love the story, I love the animation, I love the artwork and the design, and a lot of DreamWorks movies, they try to have like a lot of pop culture references. They didn't really have that too much here, and the story between Hiccup and Toothless the dragon was really touching and heartwarming and stuff, and then the ending was magnificent, I have to say, and the action was great, the flying scenes are great. All in all, it was probably, like I said, second best animated film of the year. Definitely recommend it. Go out and buy it, watch it. It'd be really nice to see on Blu-ray, but I don't have a Blu-ray player, so I guess I'll just have to watch it on DVD. So Toy Story 3, that would have been my favorite movie of the year if Inception hadn't come out. So I've seen some good movies this year. Let's say that Toy Story 3 was, I'm gonna say, the best of the three. The opening sequence was jaw-dropping when they're in that little play world or whatever, and they're having those, having their, I guess, imagination or whatever. It was really great. I loved the whole breakout scenes that they had in the daycare, and I loved how funny it was, how generally funny it was throughout the whole movie. And then, of course, near the end, it gets really dark and kind of sad. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but you're definitely going to, if you're a Toy Story fan and you haven't seen it yet, you're definitely going to shed some tears. I saw Valentine's Day yesterday on DVD. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I guess the reason is there were just way too many characters. I'd have to say that, okay, the main plot follows Ashton Kutcher and his girlfriend who he proposes to. But his girlfriend doesn't really like him very much, so she moves out. But there's another girl that he likes who is being cheated on by a guy with a wife, but the girl who's being cheated on likes Ashton Kutcher, but Ashton Kutcher is going to get married, but he finds out that she's being cheated on with that guy who's married, while there's characters, Topher Grace and a girl from the Princess Diaries, who have a really weird relationship. And then we got Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner, or Taylor, whatever his name is. I love it when they introduce Taylor Swift's character. They have like a big bear in front of her face, and then it's like a big, huge reveal. And I thought that was pretty lame, I have to admit. The plot is way too, it's not good. It's not funny, really. It's just generally boring, I would have to say. I would definitely say skip this movie. I got it on Netflix. It wasn't my idea. My mom got it. She got that in Leap Year. I haven't seen Leap Year yet. Last night I was watching Whatever Works. I only got to watch about 20 minutes of it, but so far so good. Other movies I like. It's kind of hard to pick like favorite movies of all time, but if I had to pick a few, my favorite movie of all time is Vertigo with James Stewart and directed by Alfred Hitchcock. A great film. Check that out. Also, I like the Back to the Future trilogy. I have to say that my favorite Back to the Future movie is if they put all three of them into one long movie. That would be my favorite. My favorite comedy of all time has to be The Naked Gun. All three of them. I love The Holy Grail, but Naked Gun is hilarious. Laugh out loud. Lord of the Rings, love that stuff. Gotta love it. The Dark Knight, Inception, and pretty much everything. Alright, well that's about it for this video. I'm going to cut it short. I decided to actually go ahead and upload another video talking about TV shows and stuff, so definitely go watch that. Today, I'm going to be watching Scott Pilgrim vs. the World tonight, so I should have a review of that on Saturday. So Monday, I'll go back to my regular vlogs and stuff, so you just bear with me for today. Alright, thanks. Bye.